Yo, what's going on, everyone? My name is Tim.
And I'm Tony.
And welcome to Raw Talk Christian Podcast. Hey, yo, TB, why don't you let everybody know what Raw Talk's all about?
Oh, man, you know this is my favorite part, man. Raw Talk is all about overcoming. We focus on the beginning stage, the middle stage, and the outcome of all the various situations that we all have to overcome.
Already.
Yes, sir.
Yo, and as always, just want to start off by saying thank you to everybody first time visiting. If you are returning, thank you for all the support, well wishes, and everything you all do to help us keep this going. All right.
Yes, sir.
TB, we about to get into this thing, man.
Yeah, man.
We coming down to a close of season 1.
Yep.
And this is we got one more after this.
Yeah.
And as always, man, hey, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, man.
It's real good. What are we talking about today?
Oh, man. So we are talking about overcoming the holidays, man.
Overcoming the holidays.
Overcoming the holidays.
Yes, sir, Doc. Yes, sir. Wow, what are we gonna get into today, man?
So, man, here's the thing. You know, I've asked, several people, man, what y'all got going on for the holidays? What y'all gonna do? Mm-hmm. And it was, whether it's Thanksgiving or, Christmas, we are in that holiday season, man.
Right.
New Year's and all of that. And man, the response that I get quite a bit is, man, I'm just gonna sit at the house and chill. Mm-hmm. I may fix me some chicken noodle soup or something, and sit at the house, may watch a couple of games, or mm-hmm. may watch some reality TV. Right. It's like people are not really getting out anymore, man. They're not connecting with nobody, man. It's just sitting at the house and chilling. And yeah. I mean, but so, man, coming up, man, from childhood, man, I mean, I guess pre-COVID.
Right.
How was your holidays, man?
Oh, man, coming into Thanksgiving all the way pretty much to the end of the year, man, it was one activity after another activity in school. There would be different kind of plays or different projects that we have to kind of work on. If it's at church, we'll have different kind of programs. Right. And I don't know if you're old enough, you remember the not Easter, but Christmas programs and all the stuff like that. Especially going to New Year's sunrise service.
Right.
And, thinking like, man, why are we at church this late?
I know, what I'm saying? Right? I know.
But man, even when just family, man, especially like around the time of year with family, just a lot more of kind of communicating and a lot more kind of just touching bases and just hanging around each other, be it at somebody's house or, some people have been out of town or coming back into town, Right. And so, there was just a sense of community and a sense of just hanging out or just being around each other. So, yeah, that's how. Right. How about you?
Man, so it's pretty much the same. I mean, church, hanging out with family, all of those things, man. I mean, even so, on my dad's side, mm-hmm. We all gather in one house, but be in multiple rooms. But it's cool because, like, each room is really loud. There's this conversation going on, then there's another conversation going on with the kids about, toys and playing and stuff like that. And then, where my dad is, he's always in front of a TV. He's watching the game, Yeah. So, like, you can, I found myself, going from room to room to room, mm-hmm. Just seeing what's going on and stuff like that. Cracking a joke here, leaving there, going, oh, he gonna drop that pass there, Mm-hmm. So it's that's the way it was coming up, and but man, now that I'm grown, man, and like my family has expanded because now I have wife and kids, and my brothers and sisters, have children, mm-hmm. and like, man, it's, we don't get together like we would normally do, man. And, there are quite a few things that has taken place, we got COVID. that kind of hit us really hard, man.
Yeah.
So, man, I mean, go ahead.
That was just thinking about. I know that's kind of one of the obvious things, you know, that COVID came in, and for like what 3.5 almost, if not a little bit longer, and just kind of upset the normal way of doing things,
right?
You know, and so now I think that we're kind of on the other side of it, kind of getting back to some semblance of normality,
right?
That because we were separated, like we were for that amount of time, and it was so different.
Right.
I feel like that we're kind of in a zone to where it's like I gotta take care. Not necessarily like saying I gotta take care of me and mine or anything like that, but it's like we kind of grew accustomed to the distance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and so that's one of the things that I'm kind of seeing.
Right.
One of the issues that we kind of have going into the holidays and things, and it's tough.
It is.
It's tough. And now, like I said, I don't think a lot of people are like intentionally saying like, "Oh, I'm not gonna go hang out with these people." I'm not gonna. But it's just like once you kind of get in a mode, and unless you actually do something intentional to break that mode, then you're gonna continue to run that way.
Right.
And so that's what it's like, man. When you talk about, you know, some people are still, you know, doing more to protect themselves with COVID. Some people still wear masks.
Yeah.
Some people don't gather in big groups and things like that. So we're just kind of like in a middle ground.
Right.
You know?
Right. But I even have to say, man, you know, even pre-COVID, man, we were way into our devices. You know, way into, you know, the iPhones and, you know, or just the phones, period.
Right.
You know, tablets, you know, we were way into that. I mean, it was terrible, and it still is, you know, to be honest. That's my opinion. Let me have it, please. You know, but, you know, how are we gathering together and you're watching Netflix on your phone? You know what I mean? Or you watching, you know, so you're watching videos on your phone. Like, man, and you're laughing. And we were like, what's she over there laughing about? What he over there, you know? And just all off into the phone. So, like, man, the normacy that I don't want is for us to continue to be so tethered to the devices. And I am so guilty of it, you know, boy. To be, you know.
Stepping all on my toes.
I mean, but so I have to make it. And you know what, man? I'll be tethered to my phone and I ain't looking at nothing. It's like I'm trying to make myself look like I'm looking at something. So I'll go on Pinterest or something like that, you know. But, man, all of this family is there, you know. And this is pre-COVID. All of this family is there. And we are, you know, tethered to them phones. Right. But then, you know, here lately, though, this is post-COVID or after the whatever we want to call it now. Yeah. We don't know.
B-wave, one way, two.
Right.
It don't matter.
Right. You know, it's that, what you doing, man? Oh, man, I'm just going to chill at the house. I ain't finna get around nobody. You know, COVID is still out there. And, you know, I respect it, you know. But for some, that's not their thing. It's just, man, they have their other reasons, you know.
And you talk about some other reasons. What would be some reasons that, you know, when you're talking about the holidays, why some people kind of draw to themselves or why people don't want to get out and socialize like we used to at one point in time? What are some things you kind of think about?
So, man, one thing that I think about, man, you know, it's the not being able to participate. So, for instance, you know, you don't want like somebody to say, okay, yeah, we gonna meet. We all meeting in my house, but you got to bring a dish, or you know, or we ask that you bring a dish. Now, some people require it, you know, but then some people, you know, say, hey, you know, we ask that you bring a dish, and some people just say, hey, we meeting in my house, and this is what I'm doing, you know. Well, you got those folks who don't go because they feel like they can't participate because they don't have anything to bring. Hey, we pulling names. So you know what? I ain't gonna go. I'm gonna stay at the house, man, because I ain't got no money to be, doing no shopping. I can't buy everybody this, or I can't do that. So they sit at the house. It's that, man. I'm gonna just sit at the house and chill.
Right.
I'm like, man, but are you really chilling? I would almost bet that you're bored. I am tired of watching Die Hard. Every year, Christmas, Home Alone, yeah. So go ahead, man.
I was like, one of the things I kind of think about is, sometimes, because of everything that's going on in the world right now, because of everything that has happened. I know we kind of mentioned COVID before, with a lot of stuff that's been going on just socially,
right.
Some injustices, some, politics and work. There's been massive layoffs from big companies like, Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, and a couple of other ones, you know what I'm saying? So, with everything that's going on, sometimes people just, they get in a mode, and it'll just be it's depression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anxiety. There are some just unsure.
Right.
And because of that anxiety and things like that, they just like, I don't want to be around a bunch of people because I know they're going to be having fun and I don't feel like having fun right now. Right. And I don't want to stop them from having fun. And bring down the mood and the morale in the gathering because I'm sitting over here in the corner looking sad, and so I think that's one of the things that will kind of stop people from getting out and socializing too, especially around this time period.
Right.
We kind of talked about some first times.
Yeah.
Around the holidays. You kind of talk about that?
Oh man. So, losing somebody, I remember I lost my mom back in 2015, and it was, so we had to, it was August of 2015 when I lost my mom, so like right after she passed, there was, Thanksgiving coming up, then it was Christmas and New Year's, and then her birthday. So it was like, man, all of these things that's gonna, come up, and for me, man, I really thought about that stuff right, like the day she died. I thought about, man, how is Christmas gonna be this year? Cause I remember the last Christmas, I was sick as a dog. The Christmas before she died, remember I think we talked one time, man, and I said, man, I brined a chicken and it was terrible. It was terrible, but they loved it. Ain't that something, So, but come to find out, I had the flu, and Mama was like, Buck, this is good. Y'all don't call me that. That's only, But she was like, Buck, this is good. This is amazing. I'm like, it was terrible. Everything, but everything was terrible.
Right.
But like, so that was the last Christmas I could remember of my mom, and I'll remember that for years to come. And here it is, it's like, all right, I'm gonna try to do it again this Christmas. Wait, Mama not here. I don't want to do that. I would do it for Thanksgiving, but Mama not here. I don't want to. I'll tell you this, I haven't brined a chicken since then.
Wow.
Since then, as a matter of fact, I don't think I've hosted a Thanksgiving or a Christmas. We haven't hosted Christmas at our house since then, man. Wow. So like people come across that, to where it's like, man, this is gonna be my first time without, my mama, or it's gonna be my first time without my son.
Right.
Or my cousin, or it's people when it comes to the holidays, man. Oh man, this hits real heavy because it's like man, it's the first time without them. And man, I'm gonna be honest, the second time it's gonna feel the same way, or it could.
Right. I got you.
The third time could feel the same way, because it's like now we are in that rut of every year I'm thinking about mama, I'm thinking about my son, I'm thinking about my daughter, I'm thinking about somebody that's no longer here, you know. And I mean, you know, COVID took a lot of stuff from us.
Yeah.
Not just getting out and getting together, but it took some of the people that we were getting together with, man.
Right.
So like people are having hard times going into holidays nowadays because of all of that stuff.
Right. Then I kind of mentioned a little bit too, man, like about jobs.
Yeah.
And you just said like COVID, no time period. A lot of people were without work, and then those companies, you know, some of those companies didn't come back at all.
Right.
You know, and so going into the holidays seasons again, it's like, man, again here I am, more worried than anything. How do I be happy? How do I rejoice? You know, how do I go have fun when I'm worried about how bills are going to get paid? When I'm worried about how I'm going to feed my family? When I'm worried about how I'm going to keep the lights on? You know, and so, you know, those are some of the things that can happen that would keep us, or that would kind of distract us, or kind of pull us away from, you know, how things were in the past. You know, kind of like I described earlier.
Right. And I think, man, when we do that, we create an unhealthy norm. You know, like we have this, well, shucks, man, it ain't gonna never be the same. And we keep that in our head, it ain't gonna never be the same. And I'll put it this way, you're right. It's not gonna be the same. You know, if you've dealt with some type of trauma, you know, whether it's loss of a job because you're like, man, or a loss of a business. You know what you feel like?
Right.
A failure. You feel like a failure. And Christmas time reminds you of how much you failed, you know? So like you're like, man, I'll never be the same, because it was, you know, I wasn't able to do anything for my family. I wasn't able to do anything. I wasn't able to participate in anything.
Right.
So because you weren't able to participate, and you go into hiding, you know, and won't be seen by anybody, and now you're creating a new norm. Right.
We basically just kind of thought about, even while you was just talking, like, how did it change from us having a happy time, a happy gathering, and things like that, to it being a stressful season, a very stressful season? Probably one of the most stressful seasons of the year, you know, coming around the holiday. I know you got to cook and buy and stuff, but, you know, when I asked that question, kind of thing popped in my head was like, well, because we focus so much on the things that are not, I ain't gonna say important, but we're focusing on the wrong thing.
You know, I would go as far as saying it's not important, because here's the thing. What's important is making a person happy, or being happy with the person. But we stress ourselves out by saying, okay, this is what makes you happy, and it's some type of device, some type of item, some type of material type thing, you know. This is what makes you happy, but this thing cost. And man, it's we have made that thing important because that person felt like it was important to them, when really, man, people are important. That's what's important, not this item, you know, not the latest, you know, shoes or outfits or anything. You know, clothes are important for us to put on to keep us, you know, sheltered from elements and stuff like that. You know, and also keep us out of jail. You know? but you know, the people That's what's important. My son is important.
Right.
You know, my daughter, my wife, those people are important, you know. But man, if I stress myself out, here's the thing. It's like, man, I stress myself out to buy y'all all this stuff, man. And ain't nobody did none of this stuff for me. You know, so like it makes people less important, you know, and it makes going out to get this thing the most important.
I can imagine, man, like, well, let me stop there right there. I can't imagine what the parents felt like back in the day. But I do. I can. I'm a parent now.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, I mean, when you start looking back at the past on how things were around this time of year, as a child, there's still that awe and amazement, and we see the lights, and we see the decorations for Thanksgiving. We see the big spread food, you know what I'm saying? And it's like this, oh, wow, this is amazing. On the other side of it, as an adult, you know, then you start thinking about like, not so much of the awe and amazement. It's like, okay, I gotta make sure I cook this, gotta make sure I do that, gotta make sure we go here, gotta make sure, you know, I put my time in to try to get off not to get off to enjoy family, but to get off to cook and go shop and go do this and make sure everything is set in place. But again, I think like I said, it's the focus.
Right.
When we're talking about overcoming the holidays,
right?
In my mind, I'm thinking overcoming what society, what these businesses have created the holidays to be, which is a cash grab, right? And it's always been a cash grab, but it seems like every year it gets worse, and worse and worse, and it's like they start moving your. You know, at one point in time, it was just like Black Friday. You know what I'm saying? Before Christmas. Now you got Cyber Monday. Right. You have small business. You know what I'm saying? Day, which is I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Then now companies start pushing it back. You know what I'm saying? Even making it even earlier. We got a pre Christmas sale. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna start 2 or 3 weeks before Black Friday. You know, and it's all about consumer purchasing and spending money and again the cash grabbing and we are focusing. I get it. I get why if you go all the way back to why we give gifts for Christmas, go back to the wise men who brought gifts for Jesus. I get that. They've blown it out of proportion. You know what I'm saying? I get the reason why, you know, I know some kind of stuff behind it, but Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I get it. I get it. It's more about the giving thanks for friends and family and sitting down and having a meal to just reflect. You know what I'm saying? But it's become so much more than just those simple things. And not because we've gotten away from the original intent. Man, it's going crazy.
Yeah, because, man, you said it. Man, society says, man, all right, I'll put it to you this way. This is what society said. Forget giving thanks. Show it by going here and buying them this. When really, they're saying, pay me. That's what they're saying. That's what society's saying. And this is not, you know, we're not trying to be conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. But, I mean, we ought to take offense, really, man, because think about those times where, you know, and COVID ain't got nothing to do with this. Think about those times where, you know, at one point we would house hop on Thanksgiving. Yeah. But now that's cut short because, oh no, this store is open and they open at 6 o'clock. Wait a minute, that's what time?
Thursday.
Right.
Not even Friday.
Not even Friday. Black Friday starts at 6 o'clock Thanksgiving night. Wait a minute, 6 o'clock is the traditional time where folks.
You remember it used to be midnight?
Man,
on Thursday night? Right. They kept bringing the front. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No. So like, and that's what's a trip. It's man, it's for a while it seems as if we were robbed of Thanksgiving because, like I said, they kept pushing the time further and further and further back. Now you got people waiting in lines all day. So like, okay, if the doors open at 6 o'clock, that means we got to be there at 3 o'clock because you know it's gonna be a line. So guess what, man? So
the family time is over.
right, and I'm gonna be honest. I get off on Thanksgivings, like that's my day off. I ain't finna get up super early in the morning, to try to catch you. Man, I'm gonna sleep in. So, man, guess what? I ain't gonna see that cousin today.
Right.
I ain't gonna see that auntie today because, hey, you walk in, hey, where ain't so-and-so or where Uncle so-and-so? Oh, they out there at that Black Friday sale. It started at last year at, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, we were so robbed, and man, it's really time to, we have to see that and start taking the holidays back.
Right.
And the way to do that is to put family back in it.
Yes.
You got to put family back in the holidays, man. I understand, don't get me wrong, I love to see people their expression when I get them something, don't get me wrong, that's one of the most beautiful things is to see somebody express how much they love your gift and then come and hug you real tight and all that good stuff because, man, thanks daddy or thanks mama or whatever, but man, the people, the family, has to really be put back first. And man, when you do that, I mean, I know it's gonna be hard. I know it can be hard. I'll put it that way. I know it can be hard because people like, man, I don't know what they talking about. My Macy's, Christmas list is out there, and I want every last,
right.
So like, so to each his own, I guess, man. Yeah. But man, there are so many people that's like, man, I can't afford your Macy's gifts,
right.
or I can't afford, this, or you know what? I'm thankful that y'all getting together and you got your turkeys and your hams and stuff like that. But man, I can't even afford to bring a little side dish. I'ma just sit at the house and eat my little ramen noodles. I'm gonna sit and I'ma just turn on the TV. I ain't gonna get out of the bed all day.
And it's sad.
Yeah, it's sad
because even as we are raising kids. They are not experiencing
right
a lot of the things. And starting with a couple of generations, what I'm saying, back,
right,
where it's I used to say a while back, Jesus is the reason for the season. That was the saying, what I'm saying, which 100% sure.
Right.
True. You know what I'm saying? That's the focus. But we don't even got this saying no more hardly.
Right.
That's how far removed we are.
Oh man.
From, like I said, the original intent. The original intent of celebrating Jesus and what he did. You know what I'm saying? Him coming down the 40 and 2 generations. But becoming down here and making that sacrifice to do what he did for us,
right?
And we set up aside a day, agreed upon day that we'll celebrate him for,
right?
For doing that, and it's like let me tell you how crazy it's getting. It's not even. It went from Jesus to Santa Claus, right? I don't even hear much mention about Santa Claus no more.
Which is good if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that's how far it is. It's pushing towards just give me. That even the little stories or traditions or the little things we used to do, it's just gone because it's that drive for trying to buy and it's there.
Yeah.
Or the drive of trying to be to oneself. And we talking about being to ourselves earlier, but now it's to the point where we are keeping our families, even our children to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't want to deal with them people.
Right.
You talking about family, you know.
So, boy. So, that struck a nerve, because here's the thing. So, me and Tim, we talk about our kids, you know, all the time, and I was telling him, man, God will hand you some stuff, you know. He'll hand you material. And well, let me just say this, man. So my sons, TJ and Mike, you know, man, if you got kids that are around about the, you know, same age or close in age, man, you know how they can be. They argue. He took this, she took that, you know. Give me that back, and all of that stuff. Arguing. Get out of my room. It's nonstop with my boys. I mean, they go back, you know, they go back and forth all the time, you know. And my wife said some of the most profound stuff to them that it'll probably take them years to get. She said something along the lines of, hey, you need to cherish your brother while you got him. Y'all brothers, y'all need to cherish each other while you got them, and respect each other while you got them. While you have each other. Right. She was like, I heard a story about a man whose mom asked him to go walking with him. Every day she would walk, and she would ask, hey son, go walking with me, and her son would always say no. Now this son is like, man, I wish I can walk with my mom. I wish I would have said yes to all those times, you know. And man, it gets that way, you know, to where like when you lose somebody, man, it's man, I wish I was able to do this. I wish I was able to do that, you know. I wish, you know, I could have did, you know, threw my mom a big, you know, birthday party. You know, I wish I could have, you know, did this or that. I mean, it's those things. But we're like this, and you just said it, man. I ain't finna go around those people. And it's because they made you mad one time. They said something one time, and now it's those people, when they really your family. Right. And God forbid something happened to them. Really.
They trying to jump in the casket.
Right. It should have been me. Yeah. You know, I mean, we have to cherish each other. We do. And I'm glad my wife, that was just something that I overheard. You know, my wife sounds funny when she's fussing at the kids, you know, y'all need to cherish each other, you know. But like she said something, like when she said that, I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing, because when she said it, it made me think about, you know, it's like, man, I wish I could have, you know, did some stuff with my mom, you know. And there were times where I was like, oh, I'm just too tired to even get up and go over there, you know. My mama would call me, I ain't heard you in 2 days, you know. Right. So now I'm missing that, because here's the thing, I would call you every day now, you know. But like, and this could be between, you know, cousins who were close. Now it's those people. I ain't finna deal with those people. Right. I mean,
and we like you say, you can't afford, because nobody knows their time.
Right.
Or hour, you know. And so, you know, and like I said earlier, like hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's after the fact.
Right.
You know. And so again, that's why it's important that, especially during this time of year, that, because we're coming to the end of the year. So much has happened throughout the year. We set aside this time to say, hold on, let's first of all reflect.
Right.
During Thanksgiving, let's reflect and give thanks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For family, for friends, and blah blah.
Right.
Everything else that we have, everything we made it through, and then come around the corner in December and say, okay, now let's reflect and give thanks to Jesus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I love
for
that.
everything that He's done for us. You know what I'm saying? And then New Year's, we're going into a new year. Let's celebrate what's to come.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that's why again, we're talking about overcoming the holidays and overcoming what has distracted us, what has taken us away,
Right.
what has just prohibited us from actually loving on each other,
Right.
and spending time and caring for one another. I think one of the major downfalls of us being distracted in this season is that a lot of times we don't take time to check on each other.
Right.
And checking on somebody don't take a whole family get together. It don't take going over somebody's house. It don't take you buying no expensive present. It don't take any of those things. All it takes is maybe picking up the phone.
That's it.
Nowadays, man, send a text message.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that let me just check on my people.
Right.
Make sure everybody's good.
Right,
You know,
right.
make sure they're not in need of anything.
Right.
You know, there are still people who are, again, like I said before, they're kind of shedding in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that you just don't know what people go through in their lives on a daily
Right.
basis. I don't care how close you are to somebody. You just never know. And so it's good to check on people.
Right. Man, and one of the things I love too is my both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side, they both each have the family group text. So like I'm there but I'm not there. Like, so my cousin's birthday, my little cousin, you know, is his birthday. And we all get to wish him happy birthday.
Yeah.
You know, and there may be pictures that come out that, you know, says, you know, this is him, this is man on his birthday, you know, and so on and so forth, you know. And though I'm not there, I feel like I'm a part still.
Right.
And it's all because we're keeping each other connected. We're keeping each other in the loop. So, man, I say, first of all, allow the Holy Spirit to convict you so you can get over your offenses.
Come on.
You know, allow the Holy Spirit to say, hey, okay, you know what? That was petty, but it's time to get over it. Because like you just said it, and nobody knows the day, or the time, or like I spoke about, you know, you could have plans, you know, in 1 minute, and then all of your plans are derailed because, you know, that person gone, or that job is gone, or, you know, that house that you love so much has been burned down or something like that, you know. So it's things could happen just like that. So, man, I love when the Bible says, you know, agree quickly. Like, okay, I know y'all are into it, but come on, agree quickly.
Right.
Because you don't want to give the enemy time to push either one of you all into depression. You know, because, and I think that's what happens is, you know, like you mentioned earlier, I ain't finna deal with them folks. But now it's like, it's just you. While you're not dealing with them folks, they are dealing with each other.
Right, they over there kicking it.
Right, they over there kicking it. Oh, so now that they all against me. You know what I mean? you know, and that's not the case. It's you're offended, and guess what? Don't nobody even know.
Right.
Go back and check out our podcast on overcoming offense.
Right.
You know,
Yes, sir.
do
Yes,
that. So, and then, you know, but nevertheless, man, allow the Holy Spirit to convict you and help you to get over your offense. Go and agree quickly with some folk, and just find out, get out of your pride and say, hey, look, this is what's going on with me.
Right.
I feel like, okay, y'all getting together and that's cool. I love it, but man, I ain't got nothing that I could, you know, provide. I can't contribute. And you know what? People are more than likely be like, bruh, sis, stop tripping. Get on over here and fix you a plate of dressing.
Right. Right.
I ain't finna fix your plate
Maybe
for
I
you.
take some home with you.
Right.
We got take this with you. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, you know what? We're missing out on love because we are so in our feelings. We're missing out on love, and folks are like, man, you over there feeling this way for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
No reason. Ain't nobody making you bring something.
Thank you.
Come on, man.
It's just like in everything we've said, it's about things driving us to be isolated.
Right.
And isolation is nothing but a trick of the enemy.
Right.
Because there's strength in community.
Right.
There's strength in numbers. There's strength in counsel,
Right.
wise counsel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so if we can, if we allow the enemy to separate us,
Right.
that situation you just mentioned, that I ain't got it, so I can't come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who knows that if you just been in that place is gonna open the door for what you're looking for and what you're needing.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And beyond what you even imagine, you know, and stuff simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So in this time where we should be together, it's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the plan of the enemy to separate us.
Right.
Especially during the time we,
Right.
you know, we basically said we're gonna come together for this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's just,
And you know what? Coming together. And so it's like this. Somebody say, okay, well, now we know your situation. Have you tried this?
yeah,
Have you tried that? Okay, well, I know somebody who, you know, oh, that's just like so-and-so was in that same situation. Let
Yep.
me call, hey, what you do when you, this is
Right.
what I, and it's, so it's like, we go into hiding. We become so recluse. I said a big word on here.
come on now, come on.
But we go into hiding, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you this: cast down that imagination. Cast down that imagination that because you can't contribute, nobody wants you around.
Mm-hmm.
Cast down that imagination that because since they ain't here, it'll never be the same. You can cast that down because you know what? I understand that they not here, but guess what? You got other people that can love you too,
Right.
that you've never seen love you before.
Yep.
Man, I'll say this: my Aunt Jan stepped up big time when my mom passed away. You know what I mean? Man, I have so many other cousins that you know that stepped up big time for my Aunt Violet, man, when my cousin Isaac passed away. So it's like, you know, yeah, we miss mama, we miss cousin, but man, we ain't lacking family.
Right.
We ain't lacking family, but we'll deny it. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
We'll deny family, and family is like, man, I'm trying to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. No, I'm sorry. I may not be able to do this, but man, guess what? What I can do is make sure you're not alone.
Right. And that's big. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's big. So you know you're not by yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So man, yeah. So and like I said, the outcome of overcoming the holidays is that by not isolating, you get back into community.
Mm-hmm.
You get back into a place where you can begin to not necessarily pull. Yeah, listen. You can pull on one another.
Right.
You can lift each other up. You can brag and you can just bask in each other's presence. You know.
Right.
Because I think you said in another episode where if God wanted us to be alone,
Right. Come on, man.
why would He put everybody else down here with us?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why would He put us in families?
Right.
You know, so we're not made to do this alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you can overcome the holidays and bridge that gap, you know what I'm saying? So that you won't be by yourself,
Right.
and you won't be, you know, passed on that tradition of being alone to your children and their children. You know, what could we accomplish? If the people, and I'm sorry,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If the people who came together to build a Tower of Babel got together and did something that was so amazing that got guys' attention in such a way that he had to come down here and say, you got to stop that.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
What could we do
Right.
if we come back together in that family unit,
Right.
that community unit?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So think about this, man. Another outcome is this, man. We have what I call, and all of us got it. We got those remember when friends. Oh man, remember when this happened and that happened? Me and my brother do all that. You know, we do that all the time. Oh man, remember when so and so? You know, but when we come together, we create more moments like that.
Yeah.
I remember you remember, man. And I think you've been to Keisha's house a couple of times, man, on Christmas or something. Man, we all be dancing, Marvin, and you know I can't dance. He, you know,
No, man,
PBC
stop
over here. We'll let you know about that later.
Man,
you
you
know.
got to be there.
But here's the thing, man. We used to get together and dance. What made me think of it, man, you talked about community. Man, we moved the couches out of the way, and we would dance. You know, we would play card games, man.
Spades,
right?
dominoes.
You know, we would do all of that stuff, and it's like, you know, and it was always during those times where a remember when story would pop up. But not only that, a remember when story is created.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like when we could do that, overcoming the holidays is worth it.
Yes.
Overcoming it, it's like, you know what, man, I'm sad about my mama. And you know, that gets to me, my mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know I've been talking about my mama the whole episode. She died, 7 years ago. But I'm showing you, man, it's still there. The hurt is still there. But guess what? I ain't even hurt by myself. I got this dude who hurts with me. You know, I got my wife who hurts with me, my daughter, you know, my sons, my brothers and sisters, all of them hurt with me. Yeah, we may all hurt differently, but hurt is still hurt, period. You know, so like, think about that. Really, think about it. I ain't hurt by myself. So why would I just go and stay all to myself?
Right.
As if I'm the only one hurting. So now what I'm doing, not only is mama taking away, but I'm taking away from everybody else.
That's it right there. Yep.
So now people are missing two people.
And then to my wife and kids.
Right.
You there but not there.
Right.
You know, but and one other thing I'll talk about too is that one thing we can benefit from, especially during this time period, coming together is we bury the hatchet before we enter into a new year.
Right.
Why drag old stuff over into a new year?
Right.
Our last podcast we talked about, I remember saying that there may be some things God have for us, but because we're holding on to old stuff, our hands are clutched tight, and He can't put anything in a closed hand.
Right.
And so if we are carrying over offense, if we're carrying over hurt, if we're carrying over whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? During this time period, get it right. Right. Because like you said earlier in the podcast, like you don't know who even is gonna make it to the next year. You know what I'm saying? So if you have opportunity to go ahead and get stuff right with your loved ones, with your friends, go ahead and get it right. Now, I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna sit here and say everybody that's been taken out of your life because of offense, blah, blah, you need to go back and try to get them back into your life. You know what I'm saying? What I am saying is that you pray.
Right.
You ask God give you direction of if this thing is bothering you or hurting you or stifling you. God, how do I do this? and then get direction. And that direction may be, hey, you might need to go talk to this person about how they actually did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, so if you got that offense, if you got that hurt, whatever it is, go ahead and get rid of it now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. Because, there's a song that says millions didn't make it. Millions didn't make it. Even to this moment, to this second, a lot of people didn't make it.
Right.
When you put it into that perspective. At the time of this recording, there could be someone who passed away.
Right.
And didn't get a chance. Right. Listen, they didn't get a chance to, one, be forgiven, and they didn't get a chance to forgive. So think about that, man. We don't know when, but we got plans, right, to carry over or carry on into the new year. What are you carrying into the new year, though?
Right.
Like is taking offense over to the new year worth it? Forget the new year right now. Right now, just every offense, forgive it. I ain't even saying go back and tell the folks no. Just you decide right now. You know what?
If you're not quite sure how to do that, we have an episode called Overcoming Forgiveness. We had a guest on here, Cadrick Jones.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not even just trying to do a shameless plug, but that was probably that was my favorite episode.
Right.
It was so rich.
Right.
And it was just heavy with the oil. You know what I'm saying? So if you are struggling with how to forgive or, struggling with offense, go check out that episode, man. I promise. I went and listened to it the other day. Yeah. Just again, because it was just that good. You know what I'm saying? That and it will help you. Right.
A lot of good things that was spoken in that. So yeah, man, go and check that out. But I mean, right now, forgive it. Forgive it. And it's really, it's that simple. It is just that simple. People, I don't know why we make forgiving hard. It's just that simple. Just forgive. That's it. Understand that forgiveness is a process. Like, it's, okay, there's some things in me that I need to be taken out and stuff like that, there's some things that there may be a trigger word that come up, whatever. Forgive it. Because here's the thing. I pray that you go over into the new year, but I pray that not everything goes over with you.
Come on, man.
Because there are some things that we do need to be like, you know what? I'm leaving you.
You can't go.
Right, you can't go. So at the time of your hearing of this episode, man, let it go.
Yep.
Let it go. I mean, no matter what it is, let it go because, man, it's not worth not 1 second. Not 1 second of your new year, but it's not worth 1 second of your life any longer. Letting offense live rent free in your life. No, don't do that. And you're missing out on some stuff.
Yep.
Missing out on family. Missing out on the benefits of people. On the benefits of people. I'm glad you brought up earlier when we said before how. If God meant for us to be alone, then why would he put all these people here? But not only would he put all these people here, but there are 1 million people that can relate to your one situation.
Right.
To where you find out it's not just one situation, but millions of situations just like this. Just like this. But guess what? He don't mean for you 1 million people to get together and be by yourself.
Right.
No, that's not what we're saying either.
Yeah.
What we're saying is, hey, I'm not in this alone, and maybe there's a way out.
Yeah. And you just mentioned that's the beauty of community is that there may be a group over here that specializes in one thing.
Right.
There may be a group over here that specializes in another thing, and so forth and so forth.
Right.
But I'm a part of this community and that community and a part of that community and they're a part of the other communities. And while it's still it's a lot of little communities, but collectively we're one big community. That in that big community you have people that you can go to for whatever it is you're looking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So look, overcoming the holidays,
man, let's do that. Let's overcome the holidays, really. Get with your families, please. Get with your families and create some more of those remember when, conversations, remember when stories. Create some of those things, man, because tell you the truth, I would hate to be the one who is stuck in my feelings and I'm gonna just chill at the house and the remember when conversation come up and be like, oh, I wish I was there for that.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens
When they get back to you.
Right, man. Let's reclaim the holidays for people, but most of all, let's reclaim it for God.
Come on, man.
Let's reclaim it because we wouldn't have any of these holidays. We wouldn't have not 1 second if it wasn't for Him.
Right.
So, man, all praises to the Most High God, really, for making a way for us to be here.
Right.
Really. So, you said earlier, be thankful for each other, and there's a way to do that. I thank God for you, Tim. You know what I mean?
Thank God for you, Tim.
Right. And then here comes Christmas. You know what? God, I thank God for you. God, I thank you for you because you did this and you gave us your son. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So the holidays had to. I'll put it, and I'm done on this one here. Redefine holiday. That's it. Redefine it.
Well, I'm gonna let you have that because that's good right there, Doc. That's good. We have an opportunity to do it.
Yeah, man.
Let's go ahead and do it.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So this has been another great episode. Look, we thank you all for hanging out with us.
Right.
We thank you all for support and everything like that. As always. Again, we're just kind of letting you all know we're coming down to the end of this first season. One more episode, and we have a special treat for you all in our last episode. Do we want to tell them about it, or we'll keep it a secret?
Yeah, we'll keep it.
You'll see it when give you some incentive to come back.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
We got a real special episode. Got some real special guests coming, and so can't wait to do it.
Right,
Can't wait to
right.
do this one coming up. And so I also let you all know you can reach out to us if you just want to reach out to us. You leave a comment on any of the videos or the podcast comments. If you want to check us out on our social media platforms,
Right.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Let's do it. Let's do community, okay?
Right. And if there's an episode or a topic you want us to cover, give us put it in our inbox at Raw Talk Christian Podcast at gmail.com. That I did.
Yeah, that's right.
It's first time doing that. But we love to not only hear your feedback, but we want to try to cover some of everything, and we like I said, we talk about overcoming, and that's what we want people to do. And if there's a sensitive situation that you would need help in overcoming, and if it's something that we can do, let us know, and we'll try our best to cover that.
One last thing I'll say is, if these episodes are blessing you, if you are getting anything from these episodes, if you like them, do us a favor, share them with your friends, share them with your family. Hopefully, prayerfully, they can help them out also. and it helps us out also. So share it. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy.
Right. Season of giving. That's what we in.
All right. Hey, again, this has been another great episode of Raw Talk Christian Podcast. My name is Tim.
And I'm Tony.
And we will see you all on the next one. Later.
Peace. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.